Blair here. Great to have you joining me today. And back up in Pennsylvania. And yeah, hope you're doing well. Just got back from South Carolina. Had a wonderful trip down there, which was terrific. Visited a lot of wonderful parishioners down in that area, and sure was fun. A little taste of what the future looks like with all these people from different parts of the country being part of this church. So sure is fun. So today we're talking about is we're kind of coming back. So context. We did a Lenten series trying to get us ready for Easter. Then we looked at Easter. Then we wrapped up on some of the Gospel of John, got through that. Now we're hopping the whole way back to the beginning of the story with Genesis, because when Lent started, we had sort of stopped in Genesis, and I want to pick back up where we left off and start taking about the story of creation. So just a little background here. Again, think of the story of creation as poetically, like it literally was not meant to be taken literally. It's totally obvious when you read the story. There's two creation stories in there. One is, it says God created humanity in his own image, beautiful stuff. And then it goes on, and then there's a second story about Adam and Eve, and how Adam and Eve's sons went off and got married. Obviously, that is meant to be a metaphor, because you can't have two boys, have them go on and get married, and if they were the first two human offspring in the world. So it's a beautiful metaphor, and it's kind of funny. I saw somebody post a little thing about it a few days back, and sort of using it to cause doubt in the Bible. And I'm thinking, these people knew that. They obviously knew that this was a metaphor of a story, and they obviously knew that it was written in a way that isn't literally true, because you can't literally follow it that same way. So what we're doing today is we're picking up on the creation of Adam, and Adam getting breath breathed into his nostrils, and that being the first human being. What does that mean? So let me read it to you, and then we're going to take a little look at a beautiful little piece of New Church theology about it. And Jehovah God formed a human, Adam, dirt from the ground, and he breathed into the human nostrils the breath of life, and the human was made into a living soul. It's such a beautiful image. And what's fascinating about this, folks, in the 7 days of creation, we're coming at the end here. All this part that we're reading on from here on out comes at the end of creation. And I think that's the way it really is. We spend a lot of time just in the slog, a lot of time just really working. And I know a lot of you folks are really, really in it, and it just can feel sometimes like just one day after another. It can feel sort of, I don't know, drudgery might not be the right word, but it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work over a lot of time. And then what starts to happen is then the breath of God starts to become more apparent to us. We start to feel something coming alive. Now, some people are very fortunate to have that feeling, in their 20s. I certainly have known people who have done that. Other people may not feel it until, almost the end of life. But I think we all have a time where we start to feel that. And it's not that we live there forever, where we just feel that breath, but we definitely will have those experiences, and we will have more of them as we grow older, I believe. And that's what we have to keep on reminding ourselves. Yeah, we're here to learn to breathe again, to breathe again, to breathe again. I see it all the time with people where somebody's upset, they're unsettled, and somebody just says, look, just breathe. That's a very wise spiritual person who says, just breathe. They don't say panic. They don't say figure it all out this minute. They don't say any of that. They don't say jump. They just say breathe, 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 breathe. There's something about that breath of life. And it's interesting when that breath of life occurs. We see that as well with Jesus at the end. We just got out of the story of John, where they're all the disciples after Jesus is passed. He comes back to see them, and it says he breathed on them. And it's obviously a reference. Like so much of the Bible are these full circles where we see something happening in the Old Testament, and then we see it happening in the New Testament. That idea of breath, and how breath can really give us life, and the idea that breath means wind, spirit, God, in terms of the Hebrew translation of that word. Beautiful stuff. So what is the specific piece I wanted to share with you? This is the little bit of from Christian New Church theology about that breath. A living faith prepares us to be human. A vibrant love makes it so. So it's this idea that here's faith over here, and faith is kind of preparing the ground. And think of it as faith as trust. It's not It's not an intellectual thing. It's not like all of a sudden the geometric proof makes sense. It's just like, well, of course, it's not that at all. It's much more of a perspective. Faith is the eye of love. Faith is the eye of love. We need to keep on coming back to that. So here's this faith piece, and it's kind of preparing the circle. Sorry, we're just learning to trust God. Just trust that there's stuff going on. You may not see it, you may not know it, but just breathe. Just breathe. I think that's why breath and trust and faith all kind of go together. Then after we just breathe, along comes love. And this vibrant love is not something we search for. It's not something we manufacture. It's not that we sit there and squint our eyes and grit our teeth and clench our fists, go like, we're gonna feel loving today. That's not it at all. It's not something we effort towards. It's something that the soil's been prepared by faith over here. Faith is just simply learning to trust, simply learning to breathe, simply learning to hold on. And then along comes these moments of vibrant love where all of a sudden it's like bang, and there it is. There we see the breath of God. And it can just be like a Bears minute, folks. I mean, I think to the weekend I just had, it was such a good weekend, and was able to share with we had 27 people down there come over to a church service, which is wonderful. Like, how crazy is that, that we can travel places, right, and be with other people, some of whom watch us frequently, here on New Church Live. And it was just really, there were a number of moments there where it was just like, oh, there's the breath of God. Yep, there's the breath of God. Oh, there's the breath of God. Where there were just these connections that were so precious and so sweet and so beautiful. And they're never long lasting or anything. I mean, it was a couple hours on a Sunday afternoon, and then a nice meal after. That was all it was. And that was all it needed to be. I think we were all like, yeah, to breathe again. We were all remembering to breathe again, just for an hour, remembering to breathe again. And then we had this meal and this fellowship, just remembering to breathe again, to breathe again, to breathe again. And that's that trust that comes in, and that's as well like this beautiful idea of as well this vibrant love that makes it so. I love that line. This vibrant love that makes it so. So that's my thought for today, folks. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, just a quick little public service announcement. A couple of things. One is we will be doing a Heaven and Hell small group that is starting on Wednesday night, and then we have simply an open group. We wanted to do just one that's open. I don't know whether people will roll for it or not. We're just going to see. Just an open group for people who would like to just come hang out with the pastor and just have a little conversation. More than welcome to talk about whatever you'd like. Q&A, say hello, whatever. If we have nobody, that's fine. We have a bunch of people, that's fine too. I know for the Heaven and Hell group, we have quite a quite a big group for that. So if either of those interest you, again, obviously just let me know. All right, friends. Well, let's go ahead and let's get our little breath here. So let's take a little breath. And a second one, so we can just remember to breathe again. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends from Pennsylvania, and maybe a few even joining us from down there in the Carolinas. Let's take a look here. All right. Say hi to folks on social media. Almost there. There we go. Oh, we got a bunch of comments today. All right. All right, Marcus, good morning to you, buddy. Great to have you joining us. Paige, good morning to you. And I very much enjoyed that little gift. Enjoyed some of it last evening, actually. Sherry, yeah, great mantra. It really is to breathe again. Like just that thinking about what's it keeps on coming us back, right? Oh, Deneen, this is beautiful. Just yesterday, I felt the breath while looking at artwork created by high school kids. I stopped and my mind felt peace. It redirected me to go back to seeing and doing things that helped me breathe peacefully, like creating my own artwork. Deneen, that's beautiful, right? Like chills when you said that, because isn't it an amazing part, right? When we really learn to breathe, what starts to happen, and I've seen this with people, just a miracle to me, is they start to see God everywhere, including a high school art show, like crazy, right? Other people just totally pass by that. And other folks, if they're breathing and they're centered, can actually see God there. I mean, how amazing is that? Craig, good morning to you, buddy. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Uh Malcolm, you can shoot me a note, a private message. Marianne writes, to breathe again, to see things a different way, allows love to grow within us, allows us to experience the divine in us. Yeah, Marianne, and I always find it as such a sermon in a box, right? That the breathing is actually this. Breathing is not actual physical activity. All this is a creating space. Like the air pressure is greater out here than it is in our lungs. So as our lungs open, the air comes in. I think that is just really fascinating to me. A lot of spiritual stuff there. Martha, good morning to you out there in the Midwest. Gene, down in Maryland, great to see you joining us today. Mandy, no problem. It is great to have you joining us today, too. And I hope you and your beautiful family are doing well. So thanks for all the comments there, folks. I see it's listing more comments than I am picking up on my little list there. So I'll go back through and make sure to get all the comments answered. And just God bless, and just remember today to breathe again. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.